Welcome pilots, my name is Hybrid V, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about bunker missions and how to make a couple credits doing some of those bunker missions. The reason why I'm doing this is, I haven't actually put out a video in a little while now, and I have been working on some new stuff, but one of the things I have been noticing in the comment sections for more of my recent videos is a lot of you have been asking questions about how to make money doing missions, and some of you have actually been asking about the bunker missions and how they work. I see that a lot of you have been actually getting your butts chewed out by the turrets and the actual bunker missions, and some of you asked, like, do I have to buy a better ship to do this? And actually, I wanted to take out my Origin M50 here to show you that you don't actually have to buy a better ship to do those missions. And it's just a little fun, kind of tutorial guide walkthrough maybe, showing you how to do these missions. So let's go ahead and pick up a mission now. So here's my Mission Manager app under the Mercenaries tab. I'm going to go to Evict Illegal Occupants. Mind you, right now you can only do these missions at either Hurston or microTech, and I recommend you do Hurston because microTech currently has a bug where a lot of times the AI will not spawn. Let's go ahead and get in and set our destination because it looks like it's going to take us to Adelaide, and I'm very familiar with this facility. It's right next to Lorville, so it's right in the nice sunlight. And we go to start up, and it will make this part of explaining how to do this a lot simpler. So let's go ahead and get off the ground here. Pull our gear up. Okay, let's go ahead and just pull our way forward. Let's go ahead and open the star map and find it. There's Adelaide.
Thank you.
Select it. Double click it. Okay, I have it set as my destination. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and spool up.
Attention. I have been authorized to scan your vehicle for security.
And the cops.
Please halt your vehicle and stand by.
Oh boy. The emergent gameplay police have shown up. Oh look, the entire force showed up. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds, if you ever lived in like a small town and you've seen someone like get pulled over in your small town and you see like 4 or 5 cops lined up behind them, it's like you can tell obviously today was a slow day, so they all just want to come and hang out and check out that traffic stop.
Right.
That's what this reminds me of. I got like the entire force here just to scan a ship that has no cargo hold, mind you. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and start making best speed to Adelaide here. Alright, let's go ahead and jump.
Quantum drive activated. Now,
once again, I see that a lot of the questions are, well, I get destroyed by the turrets, and I feel like these missions are kind of lame, so I don't want to do them. But let's show you a cool trick on how you can get around this. Now, obviously, if you have a Vanguard or just any other type of heavy ship that can really take the punishment, it's pretty easy to just come in and just destroy the turrets. That's simple enough. But if you're a person that maybe doesn't have one of those ships in your arsenal, you can always use even the starter ships to do what I'm going to show you here. Now, mind you, I'm using the M50, so I do move extremely fast, but this is totally doable with a starter ship. You just have to be careful in your descent that I'm going to show you here. So I'm going to tilt over and look at Adelaide here. I'm very familiar with Adelaide. It's a little bit of a trickier spot to run because Adelaide is in a wide open space. Now, I'm going to go ahead and nose over and begin my dive. And what we're looking for is we're looking at the topographical layout of the bunker that we're going to hit. The main thing that we're concerned with is where is there cover that we can land our ship so the turrets don't hit us. We're going to try to look for cover that is close to the bunker as we possibly can get without us getting chewed to pieces by those turrets. So let's go ahead and dive in nice and fast. And of course, I'm just using the M50 because both it's fragile and it's extremely fast, so I can do this video very quickly. But like I said, you can do this with just about any other ship. Okay, here we go. The turret should be spawning in now. There they go. They're locked onto me, so I'm going to go ahead and start taking some evasive maneuvers here and try to continue to go down because they're going to be shooting at me right now. Okay, so we got some small hills here. I'm going to try to duck behind this to get a lay of the land. Stand by. Boom. Okay. So this is a little too far. We're about 2 clicks away, 2.5 clicks away. I don't like this. I want to get closer because I don't want to spend half an hour just running to my destination. I see more hills in front of me, so I'm going to go ahead and afterburn towards that spot. Try to avoid these turrets as best I can. If you feel like you're getting hit a lot by the turrets, you just have to remain squirrely as best you can. Try not to lose speed. Speed is key, though. You have to try to keep that speed going as much as you possibly can. Just want to be a little bit unpredictable, so you might want to do some strafe inputs or go vertical or whatever you need to, just be a little bit more unpredictable. It's a little harder to do this when the server is really healthy and has less players on it. When the server is really overloaded, like it seems like this server is, okay, this seems like a good spot. Yeah, this is good enough. This was good enough for me. If the server is, like, for example, really fresh or has a really low pop count and is not as laggy, you probably, you're going to have a little bit harder time doing this because the accuracy of the AI is tied to how healthy the server is. If there's not really a whole lot of lag, the turrets are very accurate. You're going to have to be very squirrely. Okay, so here we are on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and get out. And the reason why is the turrets are only attracted to my ship or any ground vehicle. They are not attracted to me. Technically, they do want to kill me, but they can't target me. They have no ability to. I don't show up on their radar. They only want to go after my ship. Alright, cool. Now there's probably some more hills over there that are a lot better. I could probably try to get behind them, but I picked my spot. I'm just going to use this anyway, because with the power of editing, I'm going to go ahead and just jump us forward here. Alright, here we are. About to close in on the destination here. I can actually see the turrets in the distance after a good few minutes of running here. Now, you may be asking yourself, Hybrid, why would I want to do any of these missions if I'm just going to be running for minutes on end? Well, the reason why is, for example, Adelaide here, or Adelaide, or whatever it's called, is not exactly the best example. Most other bunker missions have, and here's the turret actually, these size 4 turrets, but I digress. Most of the other bunker locations actually have a lot of ground cover that surrounds them, whether it's a forest or mountainous terrain. And they generally are a lot closer to the actual bunker itself. So this is a little bit of an outlier here, this example that I'm showing you. But at the end of the day, the reason why I also want to show this is because I'm showing you how to make some money doing these missions. Because in my personal opinion, mining or trading, while they are the most optimal solution for making money, currently this is for me the more fun way of doing it. I love FPS combat. I love first-person shooters. So I have my gun equipped here. I'm going to actually equip a suppressor here. And the reason why I'm equipping my suppressor is if you're going to solo these bunkers, it's best to try to take on AI in a capacity where you don't actually get spotted by them and you don't get outflanked, because the AI, even when it's really laggy, are very good at outflanking you. They're very, very smart about that. The best way to avoid that is to make sure they don't know where you're at. So if you equip a suppressor, you constantly keep them on their toes and they don't know where you're at, and they can't flank you nearly as well. Let me just make sure. Yep, looks good. Okay. One common thing I've been seeing, actually it's a bug that's been going on in this patch, is that you'll have the inability to fire. I know I've seen this happen a lot, especially among my org mates. Easy way to fix that, hold your interaction key and hover over your gun, and just make sure that you don't see anything that says equip at the top. If it says equip at the top, that means your gun probably may not fire. Just click equip and that will fix that bug. So again, if you have an issue where your gun's not firing, that will fix it. I always tell my guys in my org, those under me, I always tell them, look, make sure you're always holding your interaction key. You hover over your gun, check to say, show that it says equip, just to be sure that you're not going to have an issue with your gun not firing. We always joke that it's leaving the safety on if you end up happening. We always do PvP and guys always joke that, oh yeah, we left the safety on. So you have to be careful when you're clearing a bunker. All that fog over there, the AI can see you through it. They don't always engage you from that far away, but you never want to take the risk. So you always want to try to duck into cover as quick as you can. It looks like they can hear me. Now I'm going very, very deliberately slow-paced here. I see them up there ahead. Hello, fellas. Okay, so I had to really quickly chug a smoothie because I realized my character was dying of thirst. So now that I got that sorted, back to the action here. I also took out a guy that was below, along the railings. One of the things you want to be sure of also is you want to try to stay away from the railings while you're covering these, because the AI will shoot your butt off if you get next to the railing, so you have to be very careful about that. Alright, moving to cover, because I don't want anybody trying to sneak up on me. I'm making sure my angles of attack are clear. This is a little bit tricky. Hello. Because if I try to run left or right here, I may get shot in the butt. So I have to be very careful. Okay, see, right there. If I had run to the left, those guys would have definitely shot me in the butt. You have to be very careful before you start moving. Make sure all your corners are cleared. And always move with cover between you and open spaces. So we still got one baddie left behind. Being very cautious. Even if you're cautious like I am right now, there's always the possibility the AI could try to flank you. But because we're using a suppressor, we do mitigate that a little bit because they don't know exactly where I'm at. Let's go ahead and circle around. There he is. And he's down. Simple enough. It's not the best payout in the world, but in my opinion, these missions are super fun to do because you also get to practice some AI, doing some FPS combat. You can roll in with some teammates. You can roll in with a friend or whatever. And the cool part is these guns, they drop on the ground. You can actually pick up these guns. The easiest way to do that is to go ahead into your inventory. Take your primary gun, whether you have one or two, and just go ahead and unequip it. So I went ahead and unequipped my weapon. And then I'm going to wait for it to disappear. Usually it takes a second or two. And then, yep, okay, now I can equip this. Boom. There we go. Now I have a shotgun. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my back. Now, in order to store it in your inventory, I'm going to go back to my weapons. And I'm going to go ahead and just pick another random weapon in my inventory to replace that one, and then save, and then you'll see the gun goes away into your inventory, and then your new gun that you just selected, that you pulled from your inventory, should pop up. Looks like the server is a little bit laggy, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this part because the server's lagging a little bit. It's going to take some time. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up, but I'm going to collect all these guns so I have some toys to play with later. Okay, I went ahead and ran. I collected all the guns from all the dead enemies. I am back at my ship. Let's go ahead and get this bird off the ground and do the next mission here. Let's go ahead and power on the engines.
Engines active.
Let's go ahead and find the next mission. So I don't have the evict illegal occupants, but I do have authorized execution warrant. It doesn't pay nearly as much, but it's a little bit of a variation on the same mission. There are missions that pay a lot more on Hurston if you go to the personal tab first. Let me find my destination. If you go in the personal tab, there's missions in there that are bunker missions. The only problem with that is those missions, while they pay a lot of money to do, they will give you a crime stat for doing it. Because you're A, trespassing, and B, you're killing security personnel. So keep that in mind. Okay, shooting at me. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Get out of here and avoid those turrets. I'm just going to go straight up as fast as I possibly can. Okay, we're here at our new destination. Gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna go ahead and line up with the horizon here. I didn't mention this before, but the reason why I line up with the horizon and I fly over the target area is because the higher you are, the less air density there is up here. Therefore, your ship will move a lot faster. It just cuts down on time. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep my relative vector here the same and just fly over the target area. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my alignment here lined up with the horizon, that 0 degree marker, until I'm directly over the target area. Looking good. Let's go ahead and nose her down. Same as before. Now this is nighttime, so I'm going to have my lights on with the L key, default Lima. We're going to go ahead and dive in on the target area. And there's a friendly ship here. That means there's a player here. Okay. Players can do these other players can do these missions at the same time as you. That is definitely a thing. And also the turrets are not spawning, which leads me to believe that this player that landed here probably killed those turrets. Let's see if he's still here. So flip on the scanner and I'm scanning him. Okay, owner is unknown. That means the player has more than likely left the server or has claimed this ship. Which means that the player is probably more than likely not going to be here. A lot of times when you see owner unknown, usually it's because the player just left the server.
Landing gear.
So they probably did this mission, cleared out the bunker, or at least cleared out the turrets, and then maybe tried to attack the AI inside and got killed. Maybe they rage quit or they crashed. Any number of things could have happened. Just remember, though, that if the player doesn't have a crime stat, just shooting them could give you a crime stat, so it's not always a good idea to shoot first. Just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and head inside. Okay, so I pulled out one of my new P4s that I got from that last bunker. I put a suppressor on it and a lovely hollow sight, just double checking to make sure that I don't have it equipped properly so it doesn't misfire on me here. And let's go ahead and clear the target area. Once again, I'm going to be nice and slow here so the AI can hear me. Now, these authorized execution warrants are a little bit different in that they have, I believe they have roughly same or less AI targets. However, the actual enemy target is going to be in heavy armor, and they usually have like some kind of P4 or something like that. That's the main difference, is they're going to have heavier armor, so they're going to be a little bit tougher to kill. This is why I brought the P4. It's a ballistic weapon, and it is perfect for taking out heavily armored targets. So that tank goes down. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm very confident that the top area is secure, so I'm going to go ahead and move down here. Winged him pretty good. Don't know if I actually got him. Let's try a laggy grenade. Let's see. Oh god, here we go. Let's see if that works. Okay, good. All right. Oh, did I drop my gun? Ooh, this server is hot garbage today. All right, come on. Give me my bullets. There you go. Now, yeah, it's working. Cool. Now, when you're throwing grenades, generally I find just spam the left click button. It'll spawn in your hand, and you just got to spam it until it works. Okay, there's the target. He's taking cover. Don't got a good shot on him. Is that a guy right there? Yep, that is a guy. Tango down. Moving to cover. Nice and easy now. Again, I'm using a suppressor, so the enemy should not know exactly where I'm at. But I still want to be cautious. Okay. Let's see if we can get a laggy grenade on him. Oh, G again. There we go. Throw it. Come on. There we go. Oh, what the? Okay, it went off, but it went off on the other side of the pillar. Anyway, just took him out anyway. Tango down. There you go. Alright. He's secure. I'm going to make sure the rest of this bunker is secure. Looking good so far. Sometimes they like to hide in that corner there. Sometimes they like to hide back here. No, generally they don't like to come to the server room, so we should be clear. Now I'm being a little bit quick and loose here because sometimes there could even be a player. You never know. I always expect the worst. But anyway, here's the target. Yep. Simple enough. Easy to take out and fun. Alright, I'm going to collect these guns and head back up to the space station and wrap things up. Alright, coming back in for a landing now. Now, these bunker missions, obviously, like I've said before, they're not the most lucrative by missions, by all means. I mean, anywhere between 3,500 to 700 per mission. And I think it's like 12K if you do the criminal mission, but that does come with the caveat of getting a criminal rating. And they're also subject to a cooldown, so even if you do 1 or 2 missions, they may not pop up right away, so you may have to wait a little bit. But the main benefit of these missions is they're quite fun. They're a little bit engaging because you get to do FPS and you get to fly your ship in. You can actually practice dodging weapon fire from the ground and enjoy atmospheric flight, excuse me. And like I said, you get to go in and shoot some AI in the face, and who doesn't love doing that? That is the most fun. And you can bring a friend. And my ship opened for some reason. Thank you. Go ahead and close that. You could bring friends or groups of friends, and you guys can hit that bunker on your own if you'd like. You can also do some interesting approaches, like you can bring a vehicle like a rover or a Tumbrel Cyclone or something like that to try to take out the turrets. Or you can take the shoulder-mounted weapons like the Animus rocket launcher or the railgun and try to take out the turrets that way too. There's many different ways you can approach this mission. It's a lot of fun to practice and just kind of mess around with. Anyway, folks, that is it for me today. I hope you guys picked up something new and you kind of have a different appreciation for these type of missions and maybe want to give a go yourself. I do have more tutorials on the way. I have a ship weapons guide coming out, which is going to be super exciting. So anyway, if you like what you saw and you want to see even more of it, go ahead and leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you all in the black.